This is the Mind of the Meanie. Here are your hosts, the Blue Meanie and Adam Barnard.
Peace, world, and welcome to, let me start again. 3, 2, 1. Peace, world, and welcome to everyone to the Mind of the Meanie. I'm sick, guys. I'm sorry. Your weekly peek into the world, according to former WWE superstar and ECW original, the Blue Meanie. We'll cover wrestling, music, movies, sports, and lots of useless knowledge, all contained in the Mind of the Meanie. I'm your tour guide, a perpetually sick and kind of fucked up this morning, Adam Barnard, and he is the Blue Meanie. Meanie! Brother, I know the answer to this question already, but I'm going to ask it. What's on your mind?
Oh, my God. Am I sober? Brother.
Man.
The fucking birds, man.
That's right, dude.
We are the champions, my friend. Yeah, because last time we recorded, it was right before the Super Bowl, so we didn't even get a chance to talk about the fucking game.
No.
Holy shit, man.
It was, you know what? Let's do this before we get started. Thank you, everybody, for joining us here on this this Happen Sunday morning. We appreciate y'all being here with us. And before we begin, usually we save this part until the end of the show. But because it's a celebratory episode for Super Bowl LIX, we're gonna crack these suckers early and celebrate.
Fucking game day. Game birds.
Celebrate the birds. Meanie, what you sipping on this morning, sir?
Oh yeah, fuck that. I got the bowling basket black cherry.
Ooh-wee. Good stuff, man. I got a special drink this morning. It's the actual sparkling ice, the Starburst orange flavor, because it's my favorite. And I guess it matches
That's
my shirt.
My favorite.
That's my Richard Christie. We're gonna crack these.
Favorite.
This is my favorite. Crack these here in 3, 2, 1. Go birds.
Little sippy poo.
Little sippy poo in the morning. Pinkies up. My goodness, man. Wow.
Where do I fucking begin?
I was just going to say, man, for those of you who may have been living under a rock for the past week, the Philadelphia Eagles beat the Kansas City Chiefs in Super Bowl 59 in a massacre. It was an absolute destruction of a game, 40-22. And Meanie and I are going to spend this whole episode pulling it apart. Meanie, unbelievable game.
And that score is a little bit fugazi, too, because that 22 came in garbage time.
Yeah.
It could be 40-6, to be honest with you. But holy shit. Going into a game, you're like, you got the fucking pregame fucking jitters and nerves, and your fantasy booking how everything's going to come out, and you're like, oh man, it's going to come down to a last play. The Eagles are going to have a slight lead, and Mahomes is going to be marching down, in the fourth quarter. And you watch the game, and you're like, oh, the defense is playing angry. And my goodness, I'll say, this team came with the receipts from 2 years ago.
They did.
And they fucking cashed them in at Super Bowl 59. Especially, I remember in Super Bowl 57, they played on that god-awful field.
Yeah.
And the defense couldn't do anything. Because everybody's slipping all over the place. And, the fucking Chiefs offensive line made up T-shirts that says 0 sacks. So they get to this fucking game, and like before the third quarter, it's like they sacked Pat Mahomes 6 times.
Crazy.
Cooper DeJean, picked them off for a pick 6, ran it back to the house, scored a touchdown.
That was unbelievable.
Yeah, they fucking underestimated this Eagles team. Underestimated Jalen Hurts. Watching the Chiefs coaches go, "Oh well, we're just gonna make Jalen throw the ball." Okay, let me know how that works out.
How'd that work out for you guys? How'd
Yeah.
it go?
Yeah, and it was a thing of beauty. I've watched the game back like 3 times, 4 times, and it still doesn't even feel real.
No.
Still doesn't feel real. And but God bless, man.
Yeah.
Of course, I watched the game at my favorite watering hole, McCuskers, and we were all just sitting there in disbelief.
Yeah.
And then fucking, I'm trying to relive every moment, but it wasn't until fucking they did the play that's going to forever be called the dagger.
Yeah.
To go up 35 to nothing.
Yep.
And the fucking mic'd up edition of the show just came out, and Coach Sirianni's talking to Kellen Moore, the offensive coordinator. He's like, "Well, if we score now, it's over. So just call it." And call the play. And they threw, because the Chiefs had just turned over the ball on downs.
Yep.
They went for a 4th down on their own 46. Avonte Maddox swatted the ball down out of the air, and they're on the 46. And then they just, it is a thing of beauty. Fucking Jalen, they hiked the ball. Smitty runs down the field.
Yep.
Full speed. Jalen fucking rears back and launches a bomb.
Yeah.
For 46 yards, and Smitty catches it and touchdown. And I've watched that one a million times. I've zaprudered that one a million times.
Zaprudered.
And as the ball's leaving Jalen's hands, you see all the Eagles. You see Saquon and Dickerson and a few others just celebrating before the ball even leaves his hand because they know what the fuck's coming.
Yep.
It's fucking holy shit,
Yeah.
But yeah, and we'll get to other parts of the game, but just the relief.
Yeah.
We won the Super Bowl in 18 for the 17th season. That was a fucking nail biter, sitting in the same spot in the same chair and not moving, and
Yep.
as if anything I do has any impact on the game. And they won, and it came down to a last second play, and they won, and you're still waiting. You're looking for flags. Are they going to flag you on? No flags. Okay, the game's over. Eagles won. Holy shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
This was in 18. So this game comes down as like the 4th quarter. They put in fucking Kenny Pickett. They take Jalen out of the game. They take all our they take our starters out and put in our backups. Yeah, that's where the other points came from,
Yeah. Yeah.
So that score just, makes it look more competitive than it was. And it's like, holy shit. But the Eagles won. We marched down to Broad Street.
Yep.
Watched the insanity. Hung out with friends, drank some daddy sodas on Broad Street, drank some barley pops. And it's a beautiful night. Where did you watch?
I watched it at my house, actually. I was here with Muscle Man Malcolm, and Mrs. Goober was here, and Malcolm's lovely girlfriend Rebecca joined us as well. Nice. And it was nice, man. It was the same kind of feeling, though. It was like, and just full disclosure, you may hear me coughing a little bit here, guys. I'm still battling. I think I'm battling the flu now. I don't know, but
we all are.
Yeah, my 2 oldest kids have the flu right now too. So we weren't able to go anywhere. So at least for the parade, and I'll get to that point. But yeah, we were watching, and I'm just like, I think it was the second touchdown. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, it's like, whatever the score was at that time. I don't know, it was 14 or 15. I was like, are you joking right now? And then the third quarter, or the what was it? Hold on, I'm pulling up the score here. Yeah, no, it was the third quarter, or no, it was the second one. They got the next one, and they they were blown ahead with the Devonta Smith dagger, I was like, this is, as a Philadelphia fan, like you're always kind of waiting for the other shoe to drop, you know?
Oh, yeah.
And I even said that in the fourth quarter. I'm pretty sure I messaged you at some point when they put the backup team in. I was like, are they going to fucking blow this at the fourth quarter? Because you're like, you're accustomed to, or you're programmed to be like, oh yeah, the Eagles are going to blow this gigantic lead, but they never did. And they never let up, which is what I think was crazy. And like the one thing that I kept noticing through the game was the defense.
Yeah.
I mean, they were relentless. How many times did Patrick Mahomes get sacked in the game?
6.
I was going to say it was a lot, wasn't it? And I mean, he's considered the best quarterback in the league. And like,
He's pretty elusive. He's usually hard to take down, but they didn't give him a fucking chance to breathe. You know,
it was 2 interceptions off of him too, which was like, oh my God, this is
one was returned for a touchdown, and then Zach on, by Cooper DeJawn, and then Zach Bond. The weird thing about those fucking interceptions, like our defensive line had him so shook, it looked like he was just throwing them straight to our defensive players. Like,
honest to God,
here, you please take it before they kill me.
Ball. Yeah, just take the ball. I don't want to hold it anymore. I mean, it was unbelievable. And then there was the it's a picture that's floating around now. I think it was Jalen Carter who like shoved his fucking face, back into the bleachers, and it's just like, it was unbelievable how they just wrecked them.
That was on the strip sack.
Right.
Earl Williams came around, knocked the ball out of Mahomes' fucking hand, and fucking Carter's trying to get to Mahomes, and the guy's got his arm around his fucking throat like he's putting him in a sleeper hold.
Yep.
And somehow he breaks, but the inertia from being set free launches him forward, and he just bear paws Mahomes right in the fucking face.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I just ordered a T-shirt that has that image on it. I was like, put that in the fucking Louvre.
Yep. Hang it in the fucking Louvre.
Yeah. Fuck.
Man.
But just the internet is awesome.
Yep.
Yeah. People keep on fucking receipts. People going back to when they won last year, and they're like, we're going for the 3-peat, and and
yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And then it's like, the fuck you are, but
yep.
Fucking somebody took the Cooper DeJean pick 6 and put it to the Action News theme. He catches the ball, and then and then somebody took the dagger pass and put it to the Moneyball music.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, fucking beautiful.
That's amazing, man.
Love the internet. But love this fucking team.
Man, it was something to watch, man. It's something to be a part of too. It was just exciting. Everybody's jumping around our living room, and we're screaming. I'm sure I have a video of after the win with me and Malcolm somewhere, but no, it was just like you said, it was another one of those moments, the 2017 or 2018, I think it was 2018 Super Bowl. Like you said, it was like that moment at the very end when you're like, did we actually win? Are we sure we won the game?
Yeah.
Is it over? Like, it was like, I'm sure you remember, it was one of those moments you're like, oh fuck, the game's over already? Like, how did that happen? And it's like, oh, now we can celebrate. But this one, it was like, man, it's over. It was over I felt like it was over in the second quarter.
There's that moment in the first quarter. Eagles went for it was like 4th and 5, and fucking Jalen throws what was the play? He throws the ball. He throws a really good pass to AJ Brown.
Yeah.
And they threw a flag out saying, offensive pass interference. And I was like, yep, the fucking fix is in.
I said the same thing. Yep.
The fix is fucking in.
Here we go again.
Yeah. But then there was a make good.
Yeah.
Guy, Goddard was going for a pass, and a guy fucking hit him, and they called defenseless player penalty.
Yep.
Yeah, that first fucking penalty, I was like, on the first drive, I was like, oop.
Yeah.
Fucking fixes in. And there's a lot of controversy going into this game, because everybody's talking about how the Bill Burr is like, I don't know if it's fixed, but it's definitely massaged. And then fucking the night before, either the night before or 2 nights before at the NFL honors, fucking Snoop Dogg right in front of the commissioner goes, the Eagles are playing the refs this weekend, and it's like, Jesus Christ, is it that fucking obvious,
Yeah, right. Seriously.
Yeah. And just there was a moment when they were having the media night and the two teams come out and they're all in their white jumpsuits and there's Jalen standing next to Mahomes, and you just look at Mahomes, he had a look in his eye like he was way under pressure for some reason. He looked uncomfortable Monday night before the Super Bowl, just staring at the ceiling, and Jalen's just like looking at him like, and then there was another great shot from that afternoon. They're at the Superdome getting ready to do media day, and Jalen's walking down the hallway and he looks up and it's a shot of the ESPN crew all picking the Chiefs.
Yep.
And he's got that look like, okay.
Yeah. Like, okay, motherfucker, we're going to do this, aren't we? Yep.
Somebody caught that, him looking at the screen and seeing it and watching his reaction. And it's just like all these things fucking fell into place and it was fucking beautiful.
Yeah.
It
was I don't know, man. It's hard to just it's hard to like put into words how great that game was.
Yeah.
Like it's one of those things where you just I always felt like the Eagles were going to win this, but I didn't think it was going to be as much of a massacre as it was, right? Like I just had that feeling and I didn't want to say anything because I'm a jinx. But I don't know, man. It was just it really felt like the stars had aligned completely and everything just went right from beginning to end, and it was just perfect fucking game. Just genuine. And again, you're right. Like we talked about it before we came on the air, and we've been talking about it for the past couple of days. Like the score itself makes it sound like, it was actually closer than it was. And it wasn't, it was not, it shouldn't have been 22-40. It should have been, 40-6, but, I'm actually putting something together for you here right now. I'm going to post it on the screen for a second, because this is something that I think every Philadelphian needs going forward in their home. But there's been a lot, like you talked about, with a lot of the photos and different things that are floating around the interwebs right now. And I'm going to show you this here. But thank you again for everybody who's joined us here.
Yeah, sorry I'm all over the place with this, but it's just like so many things happen and so many emotions, and
it's a lot, man. It's a lot to process, again, because we're not, again, you have to remember, like, we're from Philly, like we're not used to
nice things.
Yeah, we don't get nice things here in Philly, right? We don't always get to see a game quite like this. And then I think this photograph right here, Blue Guy, I think every Philadelphian needs this in their home forever. I think this will be hung above the mantle.
Yeah.
For those of you who are listening, compatriots, this is a photo of Patrick Mahomes doing a sad face with his
he's got the boo-boo face. He's got the boo-boo lip.
And I feel like I'm going to just leave this up here for a second for everyone to marinate and enjoy in this.
Yeah. Because, hopefully you have a good screensaver there.
Yeah. No, it was excuse me.
You're still muted, pal. You're muted, pal.
There we go. I hit the button and I didn't unmute myself. I'm full of surprises today. It was cathartic for a lot of us. Yeah. And I think that there was I think it was a make good of what happened 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And I think Jalen Hurts, I'm not sure, man. Maybe you can answer this. I feel like Jalen Hurts is might be a psychopath, because he's like, oh, I went to Disneyland. They're like, how was Disneyland? He's like, yeah, it was fine.
Yeah.
That's it. And he's just like so hyper focused. And he's like, oh, I forget who it was on the sidelines. They released that video. I'm like, oh, you can smile now. And he's like, no, that last time really got me, man. Like,
that last game changed my soul.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah, he's like, it's not over yet. Give me all zeros.
like, holy shit.
One of my favorite memes. It's Jalen Hurts. He's at Disney. He's riding some kind of ride, and then he's on the couch at Fallon,
Yep.
and he's talking to somebody else, and it simply says, "This man just wants to go home."
I was just gonna say that. Let this man go to sleep already, man.
Yeah, you win the MVP, you get pulled around in all
Ugh.
a million different fucking directions. But yeah, he and the NFL Films has been making great videos where they're just showing them the reaction after the 22 loss,
Yeah.
side by side with this win. And it's just like, oh my God, it's just so well done. And like speaking of Fallon, Jimmy Fallon trolled the Chiefs a little bit. He's like, let's play the Kansas City Chiefs highlights from the Super Bowl. And they just play the footage of them winning the coin toss. And then it's like closing credits, just fucking great.
Yeah. It was I feel like Jalen Hurts is one of those people who's just like, let me show up and do my job and let me just go home. I don't want any of this crap. I don't want to do any of this stuff. But
a lot of people say he's an old soul, just a old soul in a young body. But and his team's fucking built for the next at least two to 3 years.
Yeah.
I mean, we're going to lose a couple people. We're going to lose, we might lose, they have to figure out a way to re-sign Josh Sweat, Milt Williams, Zach Bond, and Mekhi Becton, which if they could get at least 3 back, I'd be happy,
Mm-hmm.
I definitely want Bond back, and I definitely want Mekhi Becton on the offensive line. You got to protect the quarterback. Zach Bond's been playing out of his mind at middle linebacker. And, we've, made, the Eagles have made the mistake in the past of letting good middle linebackers go. And it's just like, Jesus Christ, just sign them, will you?
Like, what do we do? You have everything in place here. Keep it exactly the way it is. It doesn't need to change.
And the one promising thing is, Sweat said, money's good, but I want the right situation too. So
yeah,
who knows what kind of deal they'll try to make with him, but that's the part I hate, and that's the part I'm not looking forward to. But right now I'm still basking in the Super Bowl win.
Yep.
I'm basking in the week after the win, and then I'm still basking in the parade, which was 2 days ago as we record this on a Sunday morning. And
I was just about to ask. Like I said, I had planned. The plan initially was for all of us to come down. Mrs. Goober and the kids and I were to come down, but James and Daniel, they got this nasty fucking flu and just couldn't do it, man. So we were disappointed, but we were able to watch it on TV. How was it down there? What was the atmosphere like? I'm sure it was awesome.
For the parade?
Yeah.
So yeah, we when we won in 18, we kind of got the game plan from 2018.
Yeah.
We live, maybe a mile away from Broad and Shunk. Definitely a mile away from McCuskers. And there's a certain path. In like 2017, we walked a certain path, but then they would have Broad Street. They explained to people who aren't familiar with Philadelphia, Broad Street runs north and south.
Yep.
And, some people live east of Broad Street. Some people live west of Broad Street. We live east of Broad Street. So we would walk a mile towards Broad Street in hopes to cross the street to get the McCuskers and, do a little pregame and then watch the TV. And when they start leaving those stadiums, and that's when we head back to Broad Street.
Yeah.
Watch them pass by. 2017, they had guardrails the entire route of Broad Street. So we get there and we're like, fuck, how are we going to cross this fucking street? And nobody's letting you by. I was like, fuck it, I'll just hop the rail. I've done it in wrestling,
Why not? Yeah.
I'll do a running, fucking, I'll hop the rail and just go across the street and hop but nobody wants to give up their fucking, they think I'm trying to bulge in and fucking set up shop there. I was like, no, I'm just trying to go to fucking cross the street. God damn it. and it's getting hot. You know, this is 2018, and then you know, you just walk south on Broad, looking at staring at the guardrail, looking for an opening, and eventually, so we had to go from Broad and fucking Oregon and walk all the way down to like Broad and Packer just to find a sliver of an opening across the street. So we did the exact same thing this time. Walked down south, walked south on Broad, found a opening on Packer, crossed the fucking street. Then we had to walk all the way north again, and we got to McCuskers. And then, you know, again, 2018 prepared us. You know, Mrs. Meanie got these 2 big thermoses. We filled them full of Irish coffee.
Nice.
Some coffee with Bailey's and Jameson in it. You know, keep the belly warm while we're walking.
Of course.
And, you know, you bundle. It's 30 degrees. The wind makes it feel 20.
Yeah.
So
was it as cold as it this year as it was in 2018?
It's hard to gauge because, you know, it's you walk outside and you're like, ooh, but once you start moving and start walking and getting to the sun, you know, by the time we got to McCuskers, like I have this hat I call my Cousin Eddie hat. You know, it's like the hat he wears in the Christmas Vacation. Sorry, shitter's full.
Yeah.
It looks ridiculous on me, but it's so comfortable and warm. And I had a scarf, which, you know, I'm at the age now where I'm into scarves. And
nothing wrong with that. Nice scarf. Go outside with you. Hell yeah.
Mrs. Meanie tied it up. We watched the show Sherlock, and there's a way he does his scarf. She did it for me, and not 1 ounce of cold air got through that motherfucker.
Oh, love it, man.
So by the time I got to McCuskers, I took my hat off. Like the inside of my hat was kind of like wet. It's like because I worked up a good, I lathered up a good sweat. So we got to McCuskers, and they opened at 10 a.m. In reality, if I got there at 9, they would let me in too. But
right.
When we got there, we just, you know, sat down, plopped down, and start, you know, just bullshitting and, you know, finishing their coffees. And then you see, you know, it's on all the TVs have the parade on, and the buses start moving. We're like, oh, time to go.
Yep, time to get out of here.
Now, like I always said, you know, we always go to Broad and Shunk for like when they win, you know, championships or, you know, win conferences or stuff like that. But the last time in 18, you know, we thought we were going to go to Broad and Shunk, and somehow we ended up going to Broad and Oregon. And it worked out better because Broad, which is just a block over, but Broad and Oregon has a wider alcove kind of thing. So like where if I was on Broad and Shunk for the parade, which I was for the Phillies in 08, you see them for a little bit of time. You know, you know, they come up, they're in front of you, they leave. Where we went for Broad and Oregon, you can see them coming from a couple blocks away.
Wow.
So I felt like I got more parade than most people, you know. So, you know, we're standing there watching, and then you realize it's fucking Valentine's Day because, you know, there's people in the floats that had the heart, you know, remember, you know, the heart candies you get on, you know, whatever kind of Valentine-y type things, but they were, you know, they were aimed at, the messages on the hearts were aimed towards the Eagles fans, you know, and it was pretty cool. And Mrs. Meanie brought her good camera. She got a lot of great shots.
Oh, nice, man.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Don't ask me what she uses. I don't know.
No, that's fine.
I'm a simple man. I never said I was a smart man, Jenny.
I'm not a smart man.
But yeah, we got down there, and dude, it's the sense of community.
Yeah,
been amazing. Former, you know, former Philly mayor, former PA governor Ed Riddell once said, "You could take a space alien and drop them off in the middle of Center City, Philadelphia. Within 30 seconds, that alien could tell you whether the Eagles won or lost." And
true.
And this Eagles team, this Eagles run, this Super Bowl win, doesn't matter your religion. It doesn't matter who you voted for. It doesn't matter the color of your skin, you're an Eagles fan, and
Yep.
it's such a great sense of community where, there's bullshit going on in the world right now. I understand that, but if you need something to give you a happy distraction,
Yeah.
this has been like one of the best happy distractions in a long, long time. And
Yeah.
just, I mean, in Philly, the term "Go Birds" is like aloha in Hawaii.
Yeah.
So, I mean, people just, you don't even know. You're just walking down the street, go Birds. Hey, go Birds. Go,
Yep.
hey, go Birds. Such a beautiful time. And the parade was great.
Yeah.
And then you go back to, the parade pass, you go back to McCuskers, and it's fucking packed.
I'm sure.
It was like a parade adjacent, we get back to McCuskers, like, holy shit, but I found a spot, sat down. Brother, I must have drank from like 10 a.m. till fucking 1 a.m. So it's just like, it just fucking reliving it. People coming in, and it was kind of like a Mother's Day parade day, here in Philly, where you're at the bar and people come in for a few, leave for a few, and then a whole nother crew that comes in. And at one point, like the most amazing thing, had two guys walked in, each have like 5 pizzas in their hand. They're just handing out pizza boxes. Say, hey, take one, pass it around, and just, people buying each other drinks and bringing in whole fucking pizzas and just giving them out to strangers. And
Oh shit.
yeah, it's just fucking holy shit. I would, fucking amazing.
So dope, man. I love this. I love our city, this city of ours, so much, man. Truly.
Yeah.
It's just amazing, man.
Things are good. They're great. You know?
Dude. Yeah.
And then you realize, sit there and you realize, oh, the Phillies are in 45 days.
I was just gonna say that. I was just gonna transition into that.
Yeah.
And then I know Rob Thompson had said something nice about Nick Sirianni and
he texted him.
Yeah, and said that, and I hope, man. I mean, it feels like every year since 2022, the Phillies have they've gotten to the dance and they just missed it by a hair, and then they made it to the championship, and then they made it to the division. So I'm hoping this is the year that,
Yeah, with the Phillies, it's kind of the thing that sucks is it's like they got to the World Series the first year, and then the championship, the pennant round.
Yeah,
they're going in reverse, kind of, which sucks. But
yeah,
Rob Thompson made the comment of maybe switching up the batting lineup, because Schwarber was always the lead off. But I mean, I'm still in the glow of the Eagles right now. But
yeah,
I love baseball so much, because every day, I love football, but I mean, you got to wait. There's like 6 days in between games, and there's bye weeks, and you're fantasy booking all week. And if something bad, dude, if something bad happens, and you got a week to fucking sit on it,
oh god,
and you're just like, oh, I can't turn on WIP this fucking week, bro. I'm gonna drive into the fucking Schuylkill, fucking just leave the car running and fucking do the
just that one-handed wheel turn right into the Schuylkill. Yep. See you guys. See you later. Thanks for coming. Appreciate it. Yep. Here we go.
I'm out.
Yep.
Where with baseball, if something bad happens, you got tomorrow to fix it.
Yeah.
So
it's a little bit longer. It's a little bit longer of a process in baseball. But I was going to say, you mentioned WIP, and then you also mentioned NFL films. And watching some of those clips back, I got to say, as a lifelong Philadelphian, nothing brings me more joy. Nothing brings me more joy than when I hear Merrill Reese's calls on those videos. Just injected into my fucking veins.
Yes.
Nothing brings me more joy than hearing. And also too, because it's like Merrill's getting that rub, he's getting that official stamp from them. You're the voice of the Eagles kind of thing. And I don't know. I love that, man. It was like with Harry Callis, right? With all the MLB films and stuff that they did, and all the different, that Harry Callis is all over that. And it's just, I don't know. I just love that so much.
Yeah. Harry Callis. We were fortunate to have a lot of good fucking voices here in Philly, John Facenda back in the day. Campbell. I can't think of his name. He was the Flyers announcer.
Oh yeah,
Bill Campbell, maybe.
I think so.
He did the Eagles, and then he got replaced by he did the Phillies. He got replaced by Harry Kalas, and then he did the Flyers.
Mm-hmm.
And then Harry Kalas, of course, and then Merrill Reese. This is Merrill Reese. Merrill's been the voice of the Eagles for 48 fucking years. When you think I'm 51 going on 52, holy shit,
man, nuts.
It's a fucking great dude. Yeah, just we've been very fortunate. Yeah, watching those things. He just got put into the NFL Hall of Fame as an announcer. So I'm sure he's going to be like Harry and just do it until until his last breath. It's just unfortunately Harry Kalas died in an announce booth. But yeah, just we're so fortunate. So fortunate, because then you hear shout out to my friend Nick Piccone, but I think that's how you Piccone on Twitter. He's a buddy of mine, and he does these really great things where he'll take highlights of the games, he'll dub over the Merrill and Mike calls, but then he'll dub over the opposing teams announcers. And then he'll do like the Spanish announce team.
Oh my God.
And it's really cool. But like, when the Eagles are doing good, or he does it for the Phillies too.
Yeah.
But, just to hear the Chiefs announce team call all the Eagles highlights, it's just,
yep.
I hate to rub, salt in the fucking wound, but
hey man, let's do it. Let's just fucking dig it in there, man. We are allowed.
Andrew Bailey helped me out.
Gene there it Hart. Is. That's the name, Gene Hart. Yep, he was the Flyers guy.
Yeah, we have a great chat going on. By the way.
We do. I was going to say I want to go back and shout out.
I feel like a dickhead right now, not acknowledging them, but I'm in.
Thank
like
you.
I said, I might still be drunk. I'm going to need a good week.
Yeah,
to fucking dry the fuck out.
Got Maddie Jazz Cabbage saying, "Go Birds!" Thank you, sir.
Go
we
Birds.
Appreciate you. Mass Sanity's here. Meanie Goober, what's going? Did anything exciting happen during the week? No,
no, really. Relatively tame,
quiet. Yeah, quiet. Yeah. Congratulations to the Eagles, says Andrew H. What an ass whooping! You are exactly right. And no, I'm not putting that second comment up because it doesn't say "Go Phillies." So nope, not going to happen. Andrew says Jalen with the dagger to Smith. Great call, even better throw and catch.
And before you go to the next, Bailey, somebody did a Jalen Smitty when he played for Alabama. He had a similar catch in a championship game in college, and somebody fucking put those, splice those two plays together. Almost the same fucking round, almost the same fucking catch.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a beautiful thing.
Andrew Bailey's here, says, "Hey now, good morning, sir. Good morning. Good morning."
He came out to the parade. He came out to McCuskers.
Sorry, I missed you, buddy. Next time. The boss is here. Now it's Philly season. You're goddamn right it is.
Yes, sir.
You, Aaron Atherton. Hey, Blue and Goob. Good morning to you, sir. Excuse me. Putting in the backups was the equivalent of teabagging the other team. Yes,
Pretty
sir.
much.
You are correct. We have Nate Smythe, Sheridan Ford Sales. A Baba Booey to you and a pleasant Baba Booey. A pleasant Baba Booey to you. Andrew H. The shot of him means Jalen Hurts here smoking the cigar in a hallway. Incredible.
I sent that photo. Yeah, the photo. There's a great photo. Jalen Hurts sitting on the floor with the Lombardi cigar in his mouth. I said to a buddy of mine, Julian, it's like, oh my God, that's like, there's an epic photo of like Joe Montana after winning a Super Bowl, and he's sitting on the floor in the hallway. It's very similar. Yeah, it's just like, man, just sitting there, just recapping everything that just happened.
Yep. It's taken in that moment, man. He earned it. Jalen Hurts earned that moment.
Yes.
Vox Waya, good morning. Good morning to you, friend. Aaron Atherton. Blue, you're definitely a smart man. You scooped up such an amazing other half. Mrs. Meanie is fucking amazing, by the way, if no one's told you that this morning.
Very, very fortunate.
And then we have Miguel G saying, "Job Squad for life, brother." That is correct. Thank you all for your comments here. We appreciate you and all your questions. Don't forget, we're going to start the Ask Meanie segment of the show in about 5 minutes here. So start dropping your questions here. We got a handful for the end of the program. Meanie, I would be remiss not to ask you before we go into that segment, though.
Yes.
What did you think of the halftime show? Because
I was a little drunk, and I kind of had to go outside to get like some fresh air.
Yeah,
I missed it, but I've seen like the recaps.
Yeah.
Like Serena Williams made an appearance.
Yep.
This whole bunch of it sounds like Drake caught a few again.
He caught a direct shot, man.
So for those who like me,
Yep,
who might have been too inebriated or needed a moment outside just to get go, holy shit, are they really winning 34-0 right now?
gotta rally yourself back. Yeah.
Give us a little recap of the halftime.
Sure. So Kendrick Lamar, the world's biggest hater for 2024 and also 2025 after the Super Bowl, was the halftime performer. And he did a medley of a lot of his bigger hits. And it was a half a concert and also half performance piece. Samuel L. Jackson was involved with it. It was really, really well done. I
Nice.
very much enjoyed it. And the big question was, because obviously, as everybody knows, if you've also been living under a rock for the past year, you know that Kendrick Lamar is not a fan of Drake, and they've had some words. And I guess it is the most popular song in the world still that swept the Grammy categories. Kendrick is calling Drake a PDF, and everybody was wondering, is he going to do it? Is he going to play Not Like Us at the Super Bowl? And he's kind of teasing it through the show, and then all of a sudden he hits it. And not only does he hit Not Like Us, he says, "Say, Drake, I hear you like 'em young," and looks directly into the camera and smirks as he says it. And I'm like, this man, the level of hatred in this man's heart, I don't hate enough. I need to hit up my hating game up in order to meet the level here. But it was great. I mean, I thought it was fantastic. I thought they did a great job. Mass Sanity, Drake's career peaked when he was on Degrassi, The Next Generation. He should have stayed on television after all of this, but no, I thought it was well done. And Serena Williams showed up, and she was crip walking at the end, which was a tip of the cap to some things that happened to her after her big win a couple years ago. No, I thought he did a great job. I know a lot of people really enjoyed it, and I just can't believe that he actually I wish I would have been recording at that moment, because I was like, I cannot believe he just went there with this, and it was just again another moment. And again, I love it too because it felt so Philadelphia, even though he's from Compton. Just that level of hatred is so just uniquely Philadelphian, and I loved it.
Yeah. I think the full performance is still on YouTube, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. Got to give it to him, man. Got to give it to him.
If you want to check it out, like Meanie said, it's on YouTube, and it's also for Apple Music subscribers. You can actually watch the full performance right from your phone. So I would definitely recommend going to check it out, because it's a blast. It's a great time. And Drake just needs to hang it up at this point, I think, because I don't know how much more he can take. But Meanie, I know how much more. I want to ask you a question, good sir.
Oh, what would that be?
Are you ready to ask Meanie?
I would love to. It's time to ask Meanie anything. Ask me something.
And before we get into this, Aaron Atherton says everybody has a little Philly in them. Yup, if you have enough. You have enough anger here. Everybody's got a little Philly, man. I love it. But don't forget to drop us your questions using the hashtag AskMeanie, and you may hear them on the program. I'm going to start right here at the top in the chat here. The boss with the first question of the day. Meanie, did you get to interact with the late Gran Hamada? I hope I said that correctly. I apologize if I did.
Yeah, you got it.
At Barely Legal 1997.
Oh yeah, just he's part of the Michinoku Pro crew that came over. Great guy. legend. Still processing, his loss, but just, it was awesome when the Michinoku guys came over. Yeah, I interacted with them, not too much, but that whole crew was awesome, respectful. I interacted a lot with their referee Ted, who was a good dude. But yeah, rest in peace, Grand Hamada. Legend.
All bro and little Jamie says, did you ever, he said thought, but I think he meant think. Did you ever think in late 90s that ECW would invade WCW Monday Nitro? And who would be there first to invade WCW territory?
Well, I don't think there would have been an invasion for there because Paul legit hated WCW. So when we invaded, Monday Night Raw, we had a lot of cooperation, and Paul was very WWE friendly or WWF friendly back then. Paul, basically started his career in WWF as a photographer, and there'd be conversations where Ron Buffone, whose family, who the TV production was in his parents' house in the back area of the back of the house. He's like, one day he's sitting at the in the control room, and the phone rings. He answers, and hi, this is Vince. Is Paul there? And it's like, yeah, this is Vince McMahon. Vince has a million stories of people going, yeah, this is Vince McMahon.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
But then he realized it was Vince and gave the phone, So, Vince was always ECW friendly. Even though we said fuck WWF, we're kind of, in the loop with them, in cahoots with WWE. So to do a invasion of WCW probably would have been a shoot.
Yeah.
But Paul always encouraged people to, if they're going to leave ECW, go WWE, don't go to WCW. So
yeah.
Tommy Dreamer said famously in in the Rise and Fall of ECW, if you went to WCW, you were basically joining the Taliban. So
wow.
The hatred was that deep. So I don't think there would ever been an invasion of WCW just for, knowing how much, Paul hated them.
Aaron Atherton wants to know, hey, Blue and Goob, what it is, man. Who do you want to see against Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania 41 since Jey Uso is challenging Gunther? This is a tough one, man.
Yeah, I'm still thinking I think Punk might still be in the running. I don't think Roman's out of it either. So maybe it's a three-way between Punk, Roman, and Cody. Coming down to the favor that Paul owes Punk for Survivor Series. So we'll see. Roman, but I definitely think Punk as well. It might be a three-way, and Punk finally gets his main event at Mania.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I like whatever happens. I think CM Punk is going to be involved in it, and it almost feels like it's set up perfectly for Punk to win in some way, right? Because it protects Cody, and whether it's Roman, whether it's Cena, whoever it is, there's a lot of people that could potentially be on that card. I just feel like Cena. I feel like Punk, if they're going to pull the trigger on it, they probably would give it to him at Mania. But I don't know. It's hard to say. It's hard to call right now. I feel like my gut's kind of telling me it's going to be Cena, but I think Punk is definitely going to be involved in that. So
yeah,
we'll have to see. But thank you for your question, sir. And Carlo, our last question of the show, Carlo Carlson.
Oh, geez.
Coke Zero, my favorite drink, says, hey, Blue and Goob, I got an Ask Meanie question for you. What do you guys think of Demolition's WWE Hall of Fame induction?
Well, I know they signed a Legends deal.
I was going to say, I didn't think they were ready for the Hall of Fame just yet.
But this could be the beginning of an announcement, I'm thinking,
Yeah.
you know, it's overdue. But I understand that, you know, Bill Eadie had a rough lawsuit with WWE over the rights to the name Demolition, which
Mm-hmm.
he owned, and uh, there was another lawsuit he had with Vince, and like Demolition was like one of the few folks that Vince never really brought back.
Yeah.
You know, you think of everybody who, you know, Vince had a falling out with and wasn't doing business with, and eventually they bring him back. I always say you can always go back. You know, Vince is always about doing business. Him and Demolition never really brought them back or made reference to them. But with this, it's, you know, it's the Triple H era,
Yeah.
and you know, shit, he got Bruno to come back. You know,
Yeah.
so long overdue, and they have a rightful spot in the WWE Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
You know, if they get announced, you know, hopefully this leads to them being announced.
I think it probably will. And like you said, it's overdue. I can't imagine that they wouldn't go for it at this point. I know that I believe Triple H is the headliner this year. And the only other person that they've announced, and someone correct me if in the chat if I'm wrong, was Michelle McCool. I think that's the only other announcement that they've made so far.
Yes,
but
yes.
Usually in these situations, as we know, as we've seen, like once that Legends deal, it's like the Steiner brothers, right? Once the Steiner brothers were announced. I mean, imagine too, like Triple H is it's kind of amazing. Like he's fixing all these bridges. Like I would have never thought, even with the beef that Scott Steiner had with Triple H, I would have never thought in a million years he was coming back, and now he's back. And it's like, you know, not only is he back, but like he's around a lot. You know, like the Dudley boys, right? Like, do you remember? I mean, when the Dudleys left WWE, that was a huge breakdown in communication, and now, you know, Devon's working as a producer, and Bubba Ray is working on LFG, and it's just like, it's amazing, man. It's actually absolutely unbelievable. But speaking of Bully Ray, I had a chance to chat with him for Screen Rant this past week. LFG premieres tonight, actually. If you're watching this live, it premieres on Sunday. But I had the chance because I always got to put my buddy over here. I always got to put the blue guy over here in the conversation. And I said, hey, Bully, I got a question for you. What's your favorite Blue Meanie story? And he told me the story about you guys doing the mirror thing where you guys were mirroring
the Marx Brothers.
Yes. Can you just enlighten me or the listeners a little bit on that? He had nothing but love for you, by the way. Had lots of great things to say.
Bubba's the best. Dude, we were both in ECW, both young kids. He got a little bit of a head start before me in ECW. I came in, you know, we're at the top of the Travel Lodge, and we're just trying to think of ideas for promos. And Bubba came up with the idea doing the Marx Brothers skit, the Marx, you know, not Richard Marx, Harpo Marx. You know who the fuck I'm talking about?
Yeah, the Groucho. Yeah, Groucho and the Marx Brothers. Yeah,
thank you.
Yeah.
Goddamn. And there's a skit, you know, where they're standing in this doorway, and he's pretending, you know, you have to see it. But there's a deal where, you know, Bubba's dancing, and
Richard and Karl Marx. That's it. Damn it. Thank you, Mass Sanity. I appreciate you.
Mass Sanity in the chat.
Thank you.
You know, he's dancing. I'm standing there. He bumps into me. We spin around. And we look at each other, and we do the thing where, you know, put the one hand up, you know, and mirror each other. And then he goes to fucking, you know, we act like we're going to throw a punch, and I cower, go, oh, and then I go to run away. I happen to run into a fucking wall and collapse. And it's a bit that a lot of people still, you know, bring up to me to this day, and it was Bubba's idea. Bubba's great, you know.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun chatting with him and talking Philadelphia, talking ECW. So go ahead and check that out right now. I believe there's going to be one of the clips from that conversation. I believe is going to be posted on the Screen Rant's Instagram page. It's an exclusive when I ask him about the legacy of ECW. So I hope you go and check it out there. Yeah. But again, thank you so much for being here today and answering these questions that our listeners and fans and viewers send in every single week. Don't forget to drop your questions using the hashtag AskMeanie, and we may ask them on the show. But Meanie, you know what time it is, good sir. Oh, yeah.
All right.
Where can everyone keep up to date with all things blue when they're not listening to the program?
If you would like to follow the Blue Meanie on all forms of social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Blue Sky, at Blue Meanie BWO on all forms of social media. If you would like to support the Blue Meanie, go to prowrestlingtees.com/Blue Meanie. Get yourself a BWO shirt. If you'd like to support Mind of the Meanie, go to prowrestlingtees.com/Mind the Meanie. Get yourself a nice little Mind of the Meanie logo shirt. MadCatBeardCare.com. Get the Blue Spruce Beard Oil and Balm. Shout out to Josh Thornton. He's doing an amazing job over there. If you're a bearded fellow like myself, you want to look good, you want to smell good, go over to MadCatBeardCare.com. Josh rounds up all the feral cats in his neighborhood, takes them to the vet, leaves them off better than he found them. So if you're a cat lover like myself, go to MadCatBeardCare.com. The Ultra Pro Wrestling video game coming to all major consoles in 2024 or no, 2025. Sorry, I keep screwing up my checks with the wrong date. Yes, I write checks still. Ultra Pro Wrestling contains not only original characters by the amazing Hal Haney, but many real-world wrestlers, including myself and many others I'm trying not to spoil. Go to ultraprowrestling.com or follow them on Twitter at UPW Video Game. That's ultraprowrestling.com or follow them on Twitter at UPW Video Game. The Figure Collections Bone Crushing Series. Let me start that one over. The Figure Collections Bone Crushing Wrestler Series 1 variants of the Blue Meanie are available now. All Series 1s can be ordered right now at shop.figurecollections.com. That's shop.figurecollections.com. Type Blue Meanie in the search bar. Order regular Blue Meanie or BWO Blue Meanie. Either way, there's no wrong choice. To have the Blue Meanie on your podcast, go to podstars.net. That's podstrz.net. Register your podcast, book the Blue Guy. Let's have a conversation over there at podstars.net. Cameo.com/Blue Meanie BWO for birthdays, holidays, and well wishes. Look through the site, not through the app. The app takes absolutely way too much money. All the money you think is going to the town you're trying to pay gets almost cut in half. So if you want to make somebody's day a little bit more brighter, go to cameo.com/Blue Meanie BWO, and we'll make somebody's day a little bit more brighter. But most importantly, Mr. Barnard, where can we find you, sir?
Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate that. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, Blue Sky at This Is Goober. Yes, it's my handle. No, I'm not changing it. It's a brand, pal. You can find me there. Oh, we got a super chat here at the end of the show. Hashtag Sorensen level.
Yeah.
$1.99 super chat. Thank you very much, sir. We appreciate you. We'll give you a Carl on that one.
No asshole. I don't fucking sound like that.
You're the bluiest, bestest. Much love. Thank you, sir. Thank you for being here, my friend.
Love you, brother. Always the best when little Jimmy does a little run in.
Love it, sir. Thank you very much. Hashtag Sorensen level. We miss you, my friend. Go ahead and check me out there. No, I'm not changing it. It's a brand, pal. You can also listen to my other show, Foundation Radio, by going to foundationradio.net or the youtube.com/@foundationradiopod. Go ahead and check out my work over at Screen Rant. Like I mentioned, my interview and conversation with Bubba Ray Dudley is out live now over at screenrant.com. Also, conversations with O'Shea Jackson Jr., which was super cool. What a great guy. So go ahead and check it out at screenrant.com. The 10th Ward Barbershop. Shout out to the homies over there on the outskirts of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and downtown Lawrenceville. Go ahead and schedule your appointment today with Kane, Jordan, and the rest of the team. Excuse me, at 10th Ward Barbershop.com. ProWrestlingTees.com/Mind of the Meanie. Pick up a shirt and keep the lights on at Casa de Meaning and the Barnard Home for Wayward and Troubled Youth. Don't forget to go to our Patreon at patreon.com/Mind of the Meanie. Sign up today and tiers start at just $10, Blue Guy. I don't know if you know this.
Nice.
But when you register to join our Pod Squad, you get an official Pod Squad membership card signed in blue ink by the Blue Meanie himself. Sign up today, patreon.com/Mind of the Meanie. If you look above Meanie's head there, go to our YouTube page, youtube.com/@Mind of the Meanie. You'll find our entire archive there. Every single show Meanie and I have done since 2021 is there. YouTube.com/@Mind of the Meanie. And don't forget to subscribe to our friends at One True Sport. If you look underneath me here on the left-hand side, you hit like, then somewhere down there as well, you can hit subscribe. And make sure you support the program and support the channel. Pick up a t-shirt as well. They have lots of great options over there. Everyone from Bruiser Brody to Rob Van Dam to the blue guy himself. You can go pick up a shirt over there at onetruesport.com. And don't forget to follow us on all of our socials down here. Instagram, Blue Sky, and Twitter, because we're never fucking calling it X. We appreciate you. We appreciate Meanie. I appreciate you joining us this week, sir. And we appreciate having y'all here for the Blue Meanie. I am Adam Barnard. Join us again each and every week as we take a trip through the mind of the Meanie. Peace.
Blue World Order.
This episode of Mind of the Meanie is hosted and executively produced by the Blue Meanie and Adam Barnard. It was mixed and engineered by Carl Pinnell. Additional narration is provided by the executive voice, Sam Krebs. That's me. Our intro music was performed by the Swamp Candles. Our outro music was performed by Chikara. Additional musical accompaniment is performed by Enrichment. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter, or X or whatever, @Mind of the Meanie, and become part of the Pod Squad by going to patreon.com/Mind of the Meanie. Find our entire show archive at mindofthemeanie.com. This has been a Butts Carlton media production. Butts Carlton, proprietor.
Blue World Order.
That was Blue Meanie's brain out.